Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're talking about some pretty big news coming out of the LCS. Obviously over in the LEC, we have all the rumors swirling around and some already confirmed news of Misfits leaving the LEC, Team Heretics coming in, Astralis maybe looking to sell their slot, maybe some other LEC teams looking to sell their slot. We know K-Corp, Koi, Giants are trying to get into the league. We have all this shuffling and different things going on. Again, some of it rumors, some of it confirmed, some of it's going to happen, some of it's not going to happen. But then we have the LCS, who is in a lot of the same situations, but on top of the LCS, you have to throw in way more expensive players, higher taxes in California, more expensive just costs in general. You have the declining viewership, let alone, inflation and all the monetary stuff that's going on in the world, and are we going into a depression, recession, all that different stuff going on. The LCS is kind of in worse shape in a lot of ways. Maybe they're in okay shape in some ways or better shape in some ways or whatever, but if the LEC is having all these teams jumping ship and bailing on their money losing investment, all this stuff, the LCS is going to have some of that as well. And a couple of days ago, I tweeted out this. I said, rumor, at least in all caps, 2 LCS teams are considering / looking to sell their LCS slot. And this is a rumor that I've heard from many, many people. There's all kinds of people in the scene talking about this right now. This is kind of the secret that's not a secret. I don't know exactly what the word or expression for that is, but like, hey, you don't really hear people talking about this a ton, but everyone is talking about this a ton, and everyone kind of knows, thinks, expects that this is going to happen. I've heard from multiple people that they believe 2 teams are trying to sell or going to be selling or want to sell if it's possible. Obviously, you can't just sell. If you're going to sell, you need a buyer, and you guys are going to have to agree on a price, and then it's going to have to get approved by Riot and all the franchisees. So, like, saying you want to sell and actually selling are 2 different things, but at least 2 teams that are potentially going to be selling or looking to sell, and then some people have told me that there's potentially 3 teams that are going to be looking to sell or are going to want to be selling. Now, I don't know exactly which 2 teams it's going to be or what combination of these 3 teams will end up selling. Maybe of these 3 teams, 2 of them do end up selling. Maybe only 1, maybe 0, maybe all 3. Who knows? It could be anything in between as well. But like I said, for somebody to sell, somebody's got to come out. And this is definitely a big story. And it's going to be shaking up the future of the LCS. And it's crazy because franchising was supposed to add stability for our sponsors and hey, it's a long-term investment. You can really build something with us. We're going to be here for the long haul. But all of a sudden, we have the potential that maybe 2 teams in the LEC, maybe Misfits and Astralis, maybe SK, maybe another team we haven't heard about yet. But it seems like at least 2 teams in the LEC are wanting to sell or considering to sell, but for sure 1. And then in the LCS, if we have 2 or 3 as well, there's a world where of the 20 teams in the West, we could have 5 of them selling. 25% of the LEC and LCS gone in one offseason. Like, that's a little bit concerning. Now, yeah, esports is still young and new and losing money, and maybe it's good to cycle out some of these teams, and hopefully we get in some better teams and orgs that are going to be more stable and want to make less changes going in the future. I don't know. But this is definitely going to be a big, big story to watch out over the last couple of months. And like I said, this tweet popped off. I mean, for me, this is crazy. 567 likes. That's like one of my top probably 10 tweets of all time on Twitter in terms of likes and stuff, maybe even top 5. So obviously people were excited about this news or thought it was interesting or whatever. I had some people replying like, sources, trust me, bro, or like, I don't know, just so many people saying stupid shit, and it's like I've dealt with the random flame and the random trash talking and bullshit over the last 2 off seasons so much. It's like, one, and YouTube every day and all this different stuff. It's like, 1, I'm getting more used to it, and 2, I'm just realizing how stupid it is to fight with these people or whatever. Like, okay, you guys saw what I did during the mini off season. You guys saw what I did last off season. Yeah, when I first started out, I didn't have as many sources. I didn't have as many people. I didn't know exactly what was going on, but you got to start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere, and I definitely think I've been getting better every off season, getting better every year, and I'm to the point where I'm not really worried about what those people are saying anymore. Like I said, I know people in the scene now. I talk to people a fair amount. This is the stuff that I do every single day, and yeah, this is what I'm hearing from multiple people. So if we start to look at what teams it could possibly be, and this has definitely got a lot of people thinking, you have Evil Geniuses, 100 Thieves, Team Liquid, Cloud9. It's not going to be any of them. All these teams are probably in pretty good financial shape. Evil Geniuses obviously exploding in popularity and success and everything This year, they're kind of, we always had the top four of like TL, 100 Thieves, C9, and TSM. And then EG was kind of always that fifth team right on the borderline. But now they're maybe with the big dogs now. I don't really know, but things are going well for them. 100 Thieves got the money. TL's got money. TL might be cutting back on expenses and stuff and maybe not be spending as crazy, or maybe they will. I don't know. It's going to depend what their investors are feeling. Cloud9 obviously in a good position. CLG, there was maybe concerns at them potentially selling at one point, and maybe they do still sell. I would say maybe they're a dark horse candidate to sell. They're owned by like the Madison Square Garden Group or whatever, I believe, and maybe if they want to sell or don't want to be in esports or whatever, yeah, CLG could get sold. It does seem rather unlikely. CLG, has kind of turned things around this year. They're not spending much money on this roster, and they're having better results and stuff. So maybe the future's bright. I mean, they just brought in all new like management and staff and everything. I think it would be kind of weird to only have them have 1 year to turn things around. But hey, CLG's tied for third in the LCS right now. This has been a crazy, crazy year for them. I don't think it's them. FlyQuest. Absolutely a dark horse candidate. I don't think that they're one of these teams that is going to be selling, but they absolutely could. From what I've heard and what it sounds like FlyQuest is one of the smaller organizations in the LCS right now. Apparently they don't have many other esports and stuff, like 100 Thieves. They got like, Valorant and Call of Duty and all these other things, and like C9 has all these other games and CSGO and these tier 1 esports and these other expensive esports, and they have a big organization. It's like FlyQuest, I'm not sure exactly what all they have, but it seems like they're mostly just a League of Legends team. Yeah, I think they might have, maybe if they had like Rocket League or Smash or something like that, I wouldn't be shocked. And I think they do have like one or two other things, but I think FlyQuest has like one of the smallest offerings of esports of any teams in the LCS. And it doesn't seem like they have a ton going on. Trisha, their CEO, just left. She went to Cloud9. Is that like some foreshadowing? Does that show the direction that FlyQuest is going in? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's FlyQuest, but again, it could absolutely be FlyQuest. We have TSM. Obviously, they had rumors of potentially wanting to leave the LCS. They had rumors of potentially going to the LEC. They looked into the Misfit slot. Maybe they're going to look into the Astralis slot or another slot in the LEC, but it seems like those are going to be more expensive. It seems like if they passed on the Misfit slot, they're probably not going to the LEC. I still think sometime in the next 5 years, we could potentially see TSM leaving the LCS, but I don't think that this is going to be the offseason for them. Golden Guardians, I don't really see. Obviously Golden State Warriors, they have some money behind them, and it's still the same thing of like, yeah, if Golden State Warriors want to leave esports, yeah, they could sell Golden Guardians at any point at any time, but I don't think it's because like financial restraints or the recession or anything like that going on. And then we get to the two most likely candidates, and this was pretty much what everyone was talking about on my thread. Here we have IMT Dig, minus IMT, minus Dig. We have, I don't know, Dig and Immortals. This person said TSM, please. GG Immortals, Fly Dig. Every single thing was like Immortals and Dig, or like, please be Immortals and Dig, please be IMT Dig, please be IMT Dig. That got 48 likes as a reply, which is crazy. It really seems like these are the two teams who are not spending like hardly any money. I mean, look at this Immortals. I mean, Immortals is actually spending more. Immortals has Power of Evil, Ignar, some guys that aren't super, super cheap, and they just brought in Kenvi, who I think had a decent buyout, probably at least on 100 Thieves. I'm sure his buyout went down since no one was willing to buy him out ever, but Immortals is spending a little bit of money. You look at Dignitas, especially after they just sold off River. I mean, there's almost nothing left on this Dignitas team. So I do think Dignitas is probably the most likely, with the Immortals just right behind them. And, if two teams are considering selling, it seems like Immortals and Dignitas would have to be those two. FlyQuest probably the most likely, and then CLG and Golden Guardians probably has more outside shots. And again, this doesn't mean that Dignitas and Immortals are going to sell. It doesn't mean that they, have completed anything or anything like that, or that they for sure want to sell. Maybe they're just looking into it. Maybe they're just seeing what they could get. Maybe they're just testing the market. Maybe they're just seeing prices. I don't know, but it does seem like going on behind the scenes right now. Hey, we know Misfit's already sold, so we know that these conversations are possibly already happening, already going on. And again, if a team's going to be ready for 2023, they need to get a deal done in like August or September. You can't wait till November or December and then have a team, a lineup, infrastructure, players, managers, staff, everything ready to go for 2023. This stuff has to happen sooner rather than later. So I do think over the next couple months we will know. But again, we're already seeing changes in the LEC, so do not be shocked at all if we see changes coming to the LCS. As far as who it could be, Mr. Beast has talked about, hey, watch out very soon for my LCS team. Optic, FaZe. I know a lot of people are like, oh, we don't want FaZe. They're sketchy, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, they are. FaZe are sketchy, but they have money. They are willing to win. They're willing to compete. And every once in a while, it's good to have a controversial team. It's good to have a team that everybody loves to hate. It's good to have the bad guys. And yes, FaZe is sketchy, and I don't know exactly how I feel about it, but I know I at least feel something, which is way more than I can say about, I don't know, like 30-40% of the LCS team. So I do still think FaZe would be good to have. Yeah, I said Optic, FaZe, Sentinels is another big team, NRG. You do have some other options of teams coming into the LCS, but LCS is still the S+++ tier esport, League of Legends, obviously. And if an LCS slot comes available, people are going to want it. I just wonder what the price tag is going to be. Is it going to be more than the LEC slot? Similar, less? Who knows? But it seems like, at least potentially, at least the rumors. And again, rumors are just rumors. It doesn't mean they're going to happen. It just means people think they might happen. It means people are here and they think they could happen or whatever. Take all rumors with a grain of salt. Everyone's been wrong before. And just because a rumor doesn't end up happening doesn't mean it's wrong. It still could have happened. It still could have been discussed. It still could have been possible, potential. They are just rumors at the end of the day. So yeah, don't take anything too seriously. You don't got to be toxic. You don't got to be an asshole, anything like that. Just know that there is a possibility and there is some talks behind the scenes right now that multiple teams could be leaving the LCS this offseason. We could have multiple new teams coming in. Who it's going to be going out or in, we don't know just yet. But it's going to be interesting to follow over the next couple months, and we're definitely going to do that right here on this channel. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about anything we talked about in this video today. Love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.